Good morning and welcome to the adventures of Macadamia. Today we're going to try and get the ploughing done. We've got a bit of a late start today because tomorrow's bank holiday. We had to go to town and get a few bits and bobs because most things will be closed tomorrow. The ploughing we've got to hopefully get done today, because if we don't get it done today, which is Wednesday, we're not going to be able to swing back round on to it until sort of next week time. Tomorrow we're going down to Mahaka, which is our local coastal sort of beach resort. We've got a couple of friends coming over from the UK and we're going to go and meet them and spend a couple of days with them. So whilst I was down in town, I picked up some fuel injection fluid, which is meant to clean injectors and clean the fuel system, so I'm going to pop that in as well. Hopefully that'll help it along. So I'll stop recording here and I'll catch up to you in a minute. So in a minute we're going to fit the plough to the digger, but first let me give you a bit of background on the plough, why we built it. Every newbies to off-grid living dreams of having a tractor. We all want to play at being farmers and we have dreams, yes, let's get the tractor. The reality of the situation is, unless you're doing a lot of ploughing, it's not worth buying a tractor. You can get a dumper for less than half the price, which will do all the jobs around the farm a hell of a lot better than a tractor. You're better off just buy your dumper and then later on get your farmer nearby to come and plough your land should you wish to plough. Okay. So this is the plough I built. It's made up of a 40mm square tube, which is 3mm thick. Down in the local Polygonal Industrial, there's a warehouse there that sells steel, various different profiles that you can think of. These come in 6 metre lengths. So a 6 metre length is just about enough to build this plough. So what we've done is we've got 2 tubes, which are the length of the digger blade. Then we've got 6 tubes, which are the width of the digger blade plus a length to mount the ploughing spikes. These spikes are made for stony ground and going through stone. We've got a lot of stone in this ground, we've pulled a lot of stone out of it. These can all be bought separately from most photorears. They do a full range of different sorts of plough tips. So basically we've welded all this together. I've welded some nuts onto some squares of steel, which I've welded into the ends of these tubes so that we can mount nuts and bolts, and then made a couple of brackets to bolt it onto the blade of the digger, and also a couple of brackets at the top to stop it from sliding down while we're ploughing. Okay, so we'll finish here and we'll get this attached to the digger. Okay, so that's the plough fitted. It takes about 10 minutes to fit this on the digger, so no longer than it would to change an attachment on the tractor. Now, like I said before, if you've got a small holding, it really isn't worth buying a tractor. Anything less than sort of 100,000 square metres, don't buy a tractor, it's not worth it. Pay your next door neighbour to come and plough it for you for €30 once or twice a year. The reason I built a plough, and I've got it, is because I already had a mini digger. I bought this back in 2005 when the property market was booming over here and a lot of bits were coming over. I made a good living digging small poles in small plots where big diggers couldn't get in. So I already had the digger, which is also handy for using around the farm. So making a plough outfit wasn't a great deal of extra cost and expense, and it's worth it just so that I didn't have to rely on someone else to come and plough the land. The Spanish are really nice people, but they're not exactly the most reliable people on the planet. Okay, so we've got the digger started, no problem. We're going to give it a go with the plough today, but as I said, we're off to Mahaka tomorrow. If it starts playing me up, I'm not going to let it stress me out. I'm just going to bin it and we'll go and prepare the motorhome ready to go away. I've already been warned by Anthea that she doesn't want miserable Mac for the next few days, so I'm just not going to let it stress me out. Okay, so that's a fail or semi-fail on the plough. You can see here that's bent out there and popped the bottom off. It snapped the bolts off at the back here and bent the plough out. So this is the Mark 1 plough that I've made. You normally expect to have to do alterations and tweak things up a bit, and I think probably under normal circumstances that this plough would be fine, because I've had complaints in the past when the farmer comes with a proper plough on his tractor that the ground's a bit hard, and I've had to go round with the bucket, the digger, and dig it and turn it over before he can plough it. Being in a hurry today, I wanted to get it done. I've whizzed along really when the ground was probably too hard, and that's why the bolts are snapped and the plough snapped. So I think under normal circumstances the plough would be fine. Another reason I want to have the plough myself is instead of ploughing it twice a year, I could probably do it 3 or 4 times a year and keep the soil turned over so it doesn't get a chance to get compact down with all this stone, and you know, it doesn't get compacted down again. It'll be easier to plough. This whole area down here before I used to use as a stack yard before we planted it out and we started to wind down our building business. All this was stacked out with pallets of blocks, tiles, bits of stone, and as you see it's quite stony, so it is quite hard. So I think we're going to bin it today, go and prep the motorhome and everything ready and get all the motorhome loaded up for tomorrow when we go down to Mahaka. I may take you along for a few bicycle rides down there or views along the beach. We'll see how it goes, and I'll try and forget about this for the weekend and come back to it Monday, Tuesday time, and see if we can come up with a solution, which I think is probably going to be turning over this first with the bucket where it's hard, and then go back over it with the plough just for this first time, and then hopefully after that it'll be easier. Ideally would do this job when it's just rained. You'd wait for it to rain, then you'd come in with the plough, and once the plough isn't sticking to your the soil isn't sticking to the tyres or the tracks, then you come over and plough. But it's April, normally we'd have rain, but there's no sign of rain for the foreseeable future, certainly not for the next 10 days. So yeah, we've just got to get on with it as usual and work with what we've been given. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to end it here. Please hit subscribe and like if you enjoyed the videos, and I'll see you another time.